Hello guys. I want to make a machine cover. I was going to make one for my sewing machine, so I thought I'll just show you guys how to make one real quick. The materials you need are your fabric. I'm going to be using an African print. Your fabric, um, a form of lining. You can use the same print to line it. You can decide to put an interfacing between the both of them, but I will not be putting that. I will show you how to put it if you want to. You'll be needing ribbons. I've cut my ribbons in 4 places, and each of them is 16 inches long, and the ribbon is 3/8 inches wide. So I have 4 of them. And then you need your scissors, chalk, your ruler, pins. Of course you need pins, and you need thread. Yeah, so let's get started. The first thing is I want to measure the width and length of my machine, because the cover is for the machine. So let's go and measure the machine. I have 20.5 by 20.5. I'm going to be adding ½ inch to the width. That means that I'll be closing each side by 1/4, but I'll be adding 2.5 to the length. And that's because you'll notice that when I measured the machine, I didn't go over the spool pin. You know, the spool pin is longer than the rest of the machine head, so I'll be adding 2 inches so I have room for my spool pin. So I'll be doing 21 by 23 inches, 21 inches width, 23 inches length. Now I've cut my fabric into 21 by 23. I've cut both lining and fabric, and I've pinned them all together so that it doesn't stress me. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold into 2 along the length. That means that this is how the cover will be on the machine. This is the part that is on fold. This is the head of my sewing machine. So after folding into 2 equal parts, I'm going to notch the midpoint of both fabric and lining. I'll do the same thing here. So now I know where the midpoint is. The next thing is to fold into another 2. And this notch that I'm doing is for where my ribbon will be. So after doing that, I remember that I said I was going to show you in case you wanted to use an interfacing. So if you, now that I've notched those parts, if you were to use an interfacing, you want to place your interfacing here on the lining, here to here. This midpoint here, the second one that we did, this is the midpoint, the head of the sewing machine. So your interfacing will go from here to here, and it will just stop here. So it's not going all the way. Now that I've notched where my ribbon will be, I'll just pin my ribbons in place. So this is one notch. I'll pin one ribbon. Okay, now that I have successfully pinned the 4 of them, I'm going to go to my sewing machine and run my stitches through. So remember that I'm sewing by 1/4, so I'll just sew all the way. So when I get to some point, I'm going to leave like 2 inches so I can turn everything out from there. careful not to burn your ribbons while you're ironing. So I've ironed all the edges out, and I'll just iron on top now. And we're done. So after ironing, this is what we have, and I'm just going to come here and tie the ends of my ribbons so that they don't fray. I'll do the same thing for